Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to be adding too much of things to slime and I really hope that you enjoy it. First up, we're going to be adding too much oobleck, and this one was so fun for me because if you guys don't know what oobleck is, it's just a mix of cornstarch and water, and when you add loads of pressure on it, it turns into a solid, and when you release it, it turns into a liquid. So I was just wondering what would happen if I put this into slime. Before I did this, I really thought this was either not going to mix and just have that weird like pressure thing going on where it stays a solid, or just go really hard with the slime, but actually the direct opposite happened. And as you can see, this completely melted. I've been doing a lot of honeycomb eating recently and everyone's been asking me to put it in slime. I've reluctantly done it. I knew it was going to melt because sugar melts slime and it also rots it, so you don't want to do this with the slime you want to keep. But I found it so fun because you get to see all the pods mixing in and kind of like popping beneath your fingers, which sounds gross when you say it out loud, but it's really fun to do. And surprisingly, this didn't melt down instantly. It took about 5 minutes to turn to this texture. The next one is also a super risky one, and for this we're going to be using Crayola crayons, and we're going to be doing kind of that thing that a lot of people do with art, where they use a hairdryer to melt it down, and instantly my first thought was this is going to melt the slime as well, but it could make a cool effect. But to my surprise, it actually did not melt the slime, and it was really fun to mix in because I kept the Crayolas whole. I was planning to take them out, but then I thought it just looked cooler with it, and it had this kind of speckled effect through the slime, and it didn't feel particularly nice. I was hoping it's kind of be like candle slime, if you guys remember that, or if you've ever tried it, where it turns really nice, but this just kind of looked cool but didn't do much. Next up, we're going to be doing the most extra adding too much I've ever done, and this is adding too much dry ice. And if you're wondering why the block of dry ice I add is so big, it's actually 10 kilograms. It's just because I could not figure out how to cut this off, and so I had to add the whole block. And weirdly enough, this slime did not freeze at all. It had frozen bits on the top, like kind of those icicle things that you have on the top of grass, but it did not freeze. It even froze to the bowl, to the point where I had to get my hairdryer to release it because I was trying for literally 3 minutes in that clip to get it out, and it would not work, and the slime was melting. I have no clue what happened here, but yeah, I'm confused. Next up, we're going to be adding too many googly eyes, and as you guys might have noticed in my last like classic adding too much video, this was actually in the preview, and that's just because I filmed loads of my clips in bundles, so loads of these clips in this video are actually filmed with the last one, but I just chose to not put them in. And you can always tell, actually, a secret hack is to check the length of my nails, because as you can see in this one, my second finger on my right hand is really short, but then in recent clips it's not. I was looking on Amazon one night when I found silly string, and I was like, this will be so much fun to upload, and then I was so wrong because look, it's breathing. You can see it's breathing. It's like bubbling and the colors are kind of dulled, which is fine, but then when you touch it, it fizzes, and I was just so grossed out by this. It was disgusting. Like, this is the worst thing I've ever done for this channel. It's just, this was horrible. If I didn't need to do stuff for views, I definitely would have just stopped here. It was so disgusting smelling as well. Like, I wish I could make you guys smell it, but yeah, it's nasty. Next up, we're going to be adding too many mystery balloons, just because I've never done this before and I always see it being done. So I decided to do one of my own, and this was so much fun. I loved the glitter balloon in this one. It was just the most beautiful glitters, and I wish it was a clear glue just so I could show off the glitters a bit more. But then after that, I was just so interested to see what would happen, because one of the activators, one of the balloons even, had activator in it, but obviously you don't know if it's going to pull together. But it did. It made a really nice non-sticky jiggly slime, and I think it was a bit over activated, so it came really thick. I was thinking to myself, what makes the crunchiest sounds? And every time I hear Lego, I'm like, this would be great in slime. So I decided to finally test it. And sure, at first you might be thinking, this looks really great. This is gonna make great crunches. And sure, it did both of those things, but it also hurts so much. And like stepping on it, it's just the exact same, but for your hands. It turned my hands so red as well. I was just so shocked at how much pain I was in. And I didn't show it too much because I just like showing things on camera. And obviously this is my job, so I have to kind of go through it for you guys. But I just do not recommend this method at all. Do not try this at home. I repeat, do not try this at home. It's just awful. The worst thing. It hurts so much. I was going to hold off on uploading the next clip just because some of the slimes that are added to the smoothie haven't actually been put in videos yet, but then I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter, no one will be able to tell what it is anyway. But spoiler alert, the only thing I haven't shown is coconut oil. This was the most confusing slime smoothie I've ever done in my life. As you saw, when I was adding them, so many of them were sticky, but then all of a sudden they were hard. So I tried to melt it with glycerin and even this did not work. I've been loving shaving foam videos on Instagram recently, so I was inspired to do adding too much shaving foam to cloud slime. And as you can see, the slime I start off with is quite thick, it drizzles well, and I decided to add a ton of Gillette shaving cream. And this isn't a sponsorship, it's just the one I use because you can buy it in bulk. And this was really cool to mix in actually. It turned really hard, I guess because it has bicarbonate of soda in it, so it started to rip. And I was just like, that's it, the slime isn't going to work. But then after mixing it a while, it became really cool. It was quite sizzly. It was like a fluffy slime, but then the snow made it feel a bit like a butter slime. So I was just curious to see what would happen when I added more, and as you can see, it also holds the cloud slime texture as well. It still looks like a cloud slime, it just looks a bit different when you're kind of pushing down on it, I would say, and this one was what really changed it. I added a lot more here, and yes, it did start to rip, the snow started to fall out, but also it just turned into a butter slime in my opinion, but kind of like a textured butter slime. I don't know if there's already a name for this, but yeah, it was a really cool texture and I really enjoyed playing with it. I was so annoyed at this next one, so I purposefully bought these really cool stress balls that had these cool like colour designs on the outside, so I thought the colours inside would be cool, and obviously the Orbeez turned out the same, but then the other one was just a normal clear slime, so I was just having a white slime top with a clear slime top with Orbeez, and I was really interested to see what would happen here, because recently a lot of people have been talking about how store-bought slimes have so much more borax in them than homemade, and I did find this to be true actually. When I was mixing it in, it just ripped, it turned this so hard, and it was really interesting. Whenever I get a slime package, people take a lot of care with packaging it, and I do find that I have some really cool things in there, and I always think I should add them to slime. So today I'm going to be doing exactly that. And these are some heart styrofoam packing peanuts, and this was so much fun. They kind of, I think that they're biodegradable ones because this actually melted in my slime and they became really shriveled up. So I think that if you put like water on them, they normally melt. And then I added some of the kind of, I don't know what they're called, like crap paper. Everyone always laughs when I say crap. I'm not really sure why, but crap paper. And this was really fun to play with at first. It didn't do much to the slime, but then when I left it, it turned the slime so hard. I think it absorbed all the moisture. It's quite a thick piece of paper. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any video requests, DM me them on Instagram because I'm looking at my Instagram feed all the time. But on YouTube, I do still come on and reply to a lot of comments, but normally it's in bulk, so it's quite hard to write everything down. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe.